tournament is very difficult to be the last man standing, or last team standing. So, you look at Chapman, and they've been here a bunch of times, and I guess Whitewater's been here a bunch of times. Obviously, Marietta, there's 4 of us that have been here a good amount of time, and at that point, I think the last couple of years, all of us have won. So if you get one, I think you're blessed by the Lord, and you're lucky. And it's a great experience being here. You're dealing with 8 other teams or 7 other teams that have had the same magic you've had, the same winning streak, the same type of season that you've had. So you can't come here and play inconsistent. And in a lot of areas, we weren't up to the challenge. I mean, we gave up 19 runs in 2 games. I don't think you can beat too many people giving up 19 runs. Today's game was unbelievable in terms of, we had a leadoff guy on every inning by hitting guys. I mean, we hit, I don't know how many hits batters we had, 4 or 5 or 6 hits batters. Kevin wasn't able to locate his breaking ball early. We weren't able to weather the storm early, giving up 3 runs and then 2. I mean, facing an uphill battle of having to get 6 runs with their pitcher who was throwing very well today was very difficult. And, we set out every year. We set out to win the World Series, not just to get here. It's, once we got that one in 2007, the goal is to win the World Series. So from that standpoint, I would say we didn't accomplish our goal for this year. But at the same time, when you step back and, when I have a few days to really reflect on the type of team that we had, the injuries that we've overcome, having some pitching that's, been out the whole year, having to put guys in and out of the lineup for whatever the reason and play sometimes with 4 or 5 starters not in the lineup, and just roll people through the season. And at the end of this thing, no matter who wins it, we'll probably end up with the 3rd or 4th most wins in the whole country. I think that's pretty good, and I'm very proud of our guys for that. But it just, it shows me how consistent you have to be when you get here. You just can't come here and in this tournament with this kind of team on this stage in front of this crowd and just be mediocre. You have to be at your very best. And the team that wins this thing, I'm sure will be playing very consistent through this weekend. So sometimes it's not the best team that wins, it's who's playing the best at a particular time. It is tough, but at the same time, I mean, Jim, you cover us from day one in the preseason. We have the same type of stuff that we do to other teams all year long. You don't get 42 wins by just being lucky or not being good. I mean, we didn't play up to our capabilities, but like I said yesterday, sometimes the other team dictates that. I mean, if that ball drops in, 2 runs will score, the inning will still be alive early in the game. It's only a 5-2 or 5-3 game, but he makes a dive and play. The second baseman lays out, makes that play, throws Kyle out at first. When things are going good and the karma's good on your side, that's what's happening. So, I mean, they're game changers. I thought their number 3 hitter did an excellent job today. He got 3 early hits. We hung some balls real up in the zone. He made us pay for it. He made some good plays at third base. They turned key double plays. They did all the stuff they needed to win. And, defensively, you pitch and win. You win by playing defense and pitching, and that's what I think they did today. Their pitcher was excellent, didn't have a lot of walks. Really gave our guys trouble with his 2-seam fastball on the outside part of the plate, especially to righties. And, they played great today.
Yeah, well, like I told you guys yesterday, we played, I thought, very poorly, obviously. Didn't do the basic things that you have to do to be successful. And when you play good teams, it's not going to be very positive. So we dug a hole, and we got to get out of it somehow. And I thought our kids came back with a great attitude today. And a couple of guys said that's pretty early, getting up, at 5:30 and getting ready for BP and all that stuff. So that's what happens when you don't win. You win, you get to sleep a little bit longer. So I thought we pitched extremely well. Dustin did a great job throwing the baseball. We kept runners early off bases, and we held runners. So they didn't play the small ball game that kind of got played on us yesterday. And, you go out and score 3 runs early in first inning, you set a little bit better tone. Things don't get maximized quite so bit when those things happen, and we were fortunate to do that. And both these guys did a great job today.
Yeah, we saw you coming early. You were at least an hour before the game coming through.
Yeah, we think we need to go to work. You know, we think we needed to go to work. We didn't come to work yesterday, and we're real big into that. We're not real fancy in our program. You know, we believe in practicing and playing hard and doing things the right way, and we didn't do that yesterday. And as I told the guys yesterday afterwards, you know, you can play your butt off and get beat against good teams. That happens. It all happens to all of us. But I think you can control going out and playing with an attitude, and playing hard, and respecting the game. And I didn't think we did a good enough job of that yesterday. I thought we did a much better job today.
Yeah, one of our photographers by the dugout, he was hearing the chatter. He was seeing the teams real loose.
You know, one of the things you get into here, and I haven't seen all the teams, so it's a little. I'm probably speaking out of turn, but I'll give you the example. When we were at the regional, I think it's a similar thing. You're not playing against anybody that's not good. They're all good. And a lot of times when you get to this point in the year, I know from our experiences here in the past, there's not a hair's difference in a lot of teams, and it's the passion and the urgency that you have when you go out and play that I think, you know, separate those people. And again, if you go out and do those things and you play the game right and play hard and the other team beats you, I can live with that. I can live with that. I don't handle living very well with when we don't play hard and do the things that I didn't think we did yesterday. They did a job. They rebounded. This is a great group of kids. It's a great group of kids here at Salisbury. You know, nobody picked us to win a regional, and you know, we played Marietta yesterday. As I told the guys, there probably weren't a lot of people in the stands betting for us when we started that thing. And I understand. I probably wouldn't have bet either, so I understand that both ways. But they're resilient. They keep fighting, and as long as they fight, I'm satisfied. I'm pleased with what they did.
Dustin, you start off with 3 no-hit innings, getting in the fourth. Now the bases are loaded. You've got 3 singles. Talk about the play of your second baseman. Sit there and get chatting. What did it for you?
Just all day we had great defense, and I mean, in a situation like that changed the game. Bases loaded, a ground ball. You as a pitcher, you want your ground ball in that situation. He just made a great play, got over it, and I think we came back and scored after that too, which was also huge.
Coach, talk about the pitching.
Well, yeah, I thought he did a great job. I told him when he came in that inning, I talked to our pitching coach. I thought we hurt ourselves a little bit that inning. I thought we kind of got hung in away. You know, college baseball has become so much away, and I don't think it has to be. I think it's still got to be, even though that you're not using the wood and those things. And I think those guys did a real nice job of taking the outside pitch and going the other way. I just told my hitters, we had a couple of our hitters today that were real stubborn about it. You know, they're going to throw the ball, and the umpire's going to give you 4 inches off the plate. And I thought, you know, the guy was very consistent with both teams where he was going. And when you get in that situation and he's going 4 inches off the plate, take the ball the other way. Or you can look at him and walk back to the dugout. You have a choice, but it's not going to change. So I thought we got a little bit of a pattern there, and Dustin and our pitching coach talked about it, where we moved it around a little bit more because they did a nice job. They made, you know, it's a game of adjustments, and that's what those guys did. And I'll tell you, those guys in the middle of the lineup, the 3-4 kids, they're pretty good players. They're pretty good players. And you're talking about a team that wins 42 games in that Jersey Conference. I'm telling you, it's a good baseball conference. It's an excellent baseball week because we play a bunch of those guys, and it's always a tough situation when you play them. They're always well coached. They're always good baseball players. But I thought he did a great job. Great job keeping lead guys off. You know, you pitch so much differently when the lead guys are out. You get the first guy out, you get the second, and now things change. The whole complexity changes. Versus, you know, yesterday, how many times did we walk the leadoff hitter yesterday and put ourselves in some situation? Then they're playing some games, whether it's the bunt game or stealing second, and we're not doing our job. So he did a great job keeping all base, and we made some great plays behind him to keep it going.
In the first 5 innings, leadoff batter gets on base by hit by pitch. It really does change the complexity.
Sure, absolutely. You know, again, you get people on. I'm not sure whether we went to more of the small ball this year because the bat rules changed it, or whether we just don't hit it quite as well. I'm not sure which that is, but you know, you push them over and you say, okay, you got 2 shots at knocking a guy in. And I think the key is if you can go out there and score. Dustin made a great point. When they score the run in that where they hit a couple hits in a row, and we came back to bottom and score, you know, and kind of tie the inning up a little bit. I think that's real important. And we always go by the rule of 3. We don't want any more than 3 on the board against us, and I feel like you can come back from those things. But we go out there and put 3 on the first inning, 2 on, so you got a little bit. You play differently. I mean, there's no doubt about it. And as I said to you guys yesterday, then all of a sudden, if you make a bad pitch or you make an error or you do something wrong, it doesn't get maximized quite as bad if you got a little bit of cushion to play with. That's just the way it is.
You talk about the sacrifices. You had 4 sacrifice hits, and then it seems like every time you went to sacrifice, it went wrong.
Yeah.
You ended up with a stolen base or a base hit.
Yeah, we had to squeeze early, and they were throwing the breaking pitch away, and it got away from the kids. So I thought we got a little break there, to be honest with you. A couple times they didn't field the bunts, kind of like we didn't do yesterday, to be honest, a similar kind of thing. And it got us moving. That's kind of the way we like to play our offense. We want to run. We didn't do much hit and running today because we didn't have the situation that dictated. But we did a lot of bunting and running behind it, and I thought that helped us out. And again, I think that's part of it, at least for us. I think it's an attitude that you get going with, and you can play station to station, but you better be pretty good to play station to station. And I don't know that we're that good, to be honest with you, to do those things. I think we have to make some things happen. And Greeny's been hot, and he's knocked in a bunch of runs for us, and so if we can bunt some people down and do those things, we're fine. He didn't get the squeeze down fair today, but then he got the base hit, knocked and run in, so we let him play the rest of the game. So but we've had some guys in the middle, and he's been that way through the regional. It's been hot, and he's an all-region player. I thought he was an All-American, and those things. You know how that goes. It doesn't always work out that way, but. He's a 4-year player here for us, and he plays great defense at third, and he knocks runs in. So, that's a key today. If you look at our lineup today, our first 2 hitters, I want to say they were 2. Each of them had 2 hits. Yesterday I think we were 0 for 8. Yet our second hitter in the lineup hit the ball hard. He was there on the nose every time yesterday. And I told him, I said, maybe today you had a pop and drop in somewhere. So, but if we can get those couple guys on early, and then get the Greeny and these guys, then I think it makes us a much better baseball team.
Brian, talking about you hitting up and down the box score, everybody's having hit. You sort of stand out.
Well, it's always easier to swing when runners are in scoring position. And before our game today, I was talking to teammate Brad Bayless, and he was telling me just stay back and swing hard in case you hit it. And that was the approach I was taking. It seemed to work out pretty good.
And just one last thing, talking about your defense. And I was noticing that the folks that didn't get the hits are all on the right side, but you get the diving catches in the right field, you get the stops down the second base. Defense probably played a big part.
We talk to our kids all the time about being great teammates. I can go up there and strike out, and I can come back in the dugout and sulk or whatever I want to do, but nobody really cares. If I'm not having a great day at the plate, and everybody's played baseball knows that's how it happens. Some days it's as big as a beach ball, and some days it's a ping pong ball, and some days he hits you back, some days he doesn't with it. And I think if I'm not playing well at the plate, I'll use that for an example. I think the worst thing I can do is take that out when take the bat out and field me. All right, let's go out. Let me go out now and let me be a great defensive player. Let me make a great play here defensively. Let me take the hit by pitch. Let me get hit. Let me bunt. Let me move somebody down to help my teammates out. And I think that's where this group of kids, I think, has been so good at that this year because we've struggled. We've had times. We went through a situation middle of the year, and again, we're starting. 4 freshmen out there today, I guess. We went through a time in the middle of the year. We were at a 13-game stretch, which included our conference tournament, which we won't talk about. That we were 7-6, and of the 6 losses, we had the lead in 5 of those 6 losses in the 9th inning and lost. So there's other ways to win baseball games except hitting a line drive in the gap. And I think our kids, at least I think in general, that most of them handle it well. We talk about body language. Nobody needs to see a guy out there, pouting on the field because he didn't hit a 6-run homer. I tell these guys all the time that they're in the greatest time of their life, and they're going to what I think is a real fine baseball program. A great, they're going to get great education, great degrees out of this place. Their parents are paying for it, so that's a pretty good deal, I think. And why not? Don't get hung up because you strike out. Just go out and make the next play out there defensively, and if you do that, your teammates will be better off.